You're midway through your mission, and the only remaining objective is to reach the extraction zone alive. There's no immediate threat, but you no longer have a fresh magazine. All of them are now partial. So, you need to prioritize the magazine with the most rounds to be in the gun. The question is, how do you make sure of that? The magazine check enables us to estimate the quantity of rounds in the magazine currently seated in the mag well. You can perform a mag check by holding R. Information obtained from a mag check will help you determine the best course of action to take next. Unfortunately, in the current build of Ground Branch, the game always forces our player character to reinsert the magazine immediately, even when doing so is not desirable, regardless whether or not there is a follow-up prompt by the player. It shouldn't remain this way, but the title is an early access work in progress, so improvements are to be expected. Offering players immediate options to choose between allows players to take action that they believe to be more appropriate to their situation compared to a default automated action. Making these additional options viable will provide greater player agency, so players will even be able to opt for a seemingly suboptimal decision, doing so at their own risk, but ultimately they are the ones who have to deal with the consequences. The first option is to reinsert the current magazine back into the mag well. This can be done by simply releasing R after the mag check. This is the recommended option if you estimated that the quantity of rounds in the current magazine exceeds or at least approximately equal to that in your spare magazine with the most rounds, or if the current magazine was your only magazine. The second option is to store the current magazine, retaining it for later use in exchange for a spare magazine. This can be done by pressing R immediately after the mag check. This is the recommended option if you estimated that the quantity of rounds in the current magazine is less than that in your spare magazine with the most rounds. Also, if you opted for this option but you did not have an additional magazine available, then the original magazine will be reinserted into the mag well. The third option is to discard the current magazine before retrieving and inserting a spare magazine. This can be done by double tapping R immediately after the mag check. This is the recommended option if the mag check revealed that the current magazine is empty. This could happen without the bolt locking to the rear if there is still a round in the chamber. If the magazine was not empty, you can still do a speed reload, but then you'd be throwing your ammunition away for no good reason. Also, if you opted for this option but you did not have an additional magazine available, then the mag well will be left empty. The mag check should be utilized as an administrative procedure. It should not be done during an active engagement or when there is a potential immediate threat. For instance, if you are engaging with your primary weapon system and it runs dry, then you need to decide whether to transition to your secondary or conduct an emergency reload, not perform a magazine check. Similarly, if your pistol slide locks to the rear, then you need to do an emergency reload, again, not a magazine check. It should be obvious that you should only do a mag check if you have partially expended your current magazine, because if you already knew that the mag was still full, then a mag check would have been pointless. Of course, you should still be able to do it, but just because you can doesn't mean that you should. It may be less obvious that you should do a mag check if your spare magazine holding the most rounds is also partially spent. Because if you had a fully loaded spare magazine and you found the opportunity to proactively top off your gun with that fresh magazine, then what you really want to do immediately is a tactical reload instead of wasting time with an unnecessary mag check. Another possible utility of the mag check is when you're running low on ammo and you need to pace your rate of ammo expenditure in order for you to be able to accomplish your mission without completely running out. Alright, hope you find this video useful. Please do share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.